Well, hello, hello, hello. I'm going to talk to you today about your blueprint, finding your blueprint for wellness. So I'm Jane Hogan. I'm the wellness engineer. I spent a lot of years working as an engineer. And then after my own health challenges, I decided to become a functional medicine certified health coach. And now I help people engineer their health. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. This show is called Wellness by Design, and it's all about being intentional about the way you are living so that you can create wellness on purpose. Okay, so rather than reacting to the world around you, you're going to create a wellness based on what your unique body needs. And you're a unique person. There's more to us than just a physical body, right? So if you're here with me, say hello, and I hope you can hear me okay. I had a little bit of technical trouble with my computer this morning, so I'm hoping everything is working well and that you can hear me. So just give me a little thumbs up or something if you can hear me. So my background, so I mentioned I worked as an engineer for about 30 years. And I taught engineering, and my area was about designing. So I designed like the structures and foundations of mostly of buildings. And so my background was all about creating a blueprint. And we had to have a blueprint because if we just tried to say to the contractor, hi there, thanks for letting me know that you could hear me. So if we just tried to assume that the contractor could figure out what we wanted to build based on what was going on in our head, the building would never turn out right. So we had to have a blueprint that gave the detailed instructions on how to create this structure that we had in our mind. So blueprint was integral to the process. And I'm going to use a whole idea of a building analogy. So if we have a building, and even once we got the blueprint right and it's been built properly, if it's not maintained properly, then things start to break down. And the same way with our bodies, if we don't maintain them properly, then things start to break down. And of course, we have more than just a physical body. We are more than just a physical body. We have emotions, we have thoughts, we have, I believe we have a soul. We are made of energy. If we look at quantum physics and what quantum physics tells us, that when they look at the subatomic level, every single thing is made up of atoms, and atoms are made up of like 99.9999999, I think it's like 13.9% space, and within that space, it's energy, it's potential energy. So less than like 0.0001% is matter. So we are very little matter. We are mostly energy, but we do have this physical body that needs to be maintained. So sometimes when if we're thinking about, again, that analogy of a building and running it optimally, sometimes it doesn't run optimally. And that can be due to things that we're eating. It could be due to stress in our environment. It could be due to thoughts that we're thinking. It could be due to a lot of different things. So sometimes things can go wrong. How do we know that things are going wrong? Well, look at your body. What's going on? There's all kinds, obviously if you have illness, that's a sign that things aren't running optimally, but you can have signs of inflammation long before any illness. So I'll just run through some of these. Okay. There's a lot of them. So a big one that a lot of people experience is digestive stress. Okay. Digestive stress could be anything: acid reflux, heartburn, burping, gas, bloating, cramps in your abdomen, constipation, diarrhea, irregular bowel movements. Any of those things can be signs that you've got some digestive stress going on. So not functioning optimally, right? You can have other things that are signs of inflammation and signs that things aren't functioning optimally. So things like with your respiration, allergies, asthma, congestion, chronic coughing, chronic throat clearing. You could have skin issues, acne, rashes, rosacea, eczema. Joint and muscle problems. So like I had pain and inflammation, you could be getting tendonitis, muscle stiffness, muscle spasms, those kinds of things. Brain health, you could get anything like brain fog, depression, anxiety, dizziness, frequent headaches, mood swings. These are all signs that your brain isn't functioning optimally. And some hormone imbalances, irregular periods, hot flashes, night sweats. These again are all signs that things aren't working optimally. And other things just kind of lumping in there: insomnia, low white blood cell count. That's a sign that your immune system isn't functioning properly. Weight gain, or the or even weight loss, or the inability to lose weight. So a resistant weight loss type of things, a sign that your metabolism is off. Infertility, thyroid imbalances. Okay, any of these things and more are signs of inflammation, signs that things aren't working well. Now you might think, everybody's got those. Yes, a lot of people do. And it's because in our society, we have a lot going on. In fact, if you look at the statistics, it's something like 1 in 4 adults has at least one chronic disease, and I think it's even higher than that. With people have actually, I think it's the opposite. That it's something like 75% have some kind of chronic illness, and then 25% has more than one, something like that. Anyway, it's quite high. We are, our society in general, we're walking around in a state of constant inflammation. And it's not good. It's not a good way to be. And some people might just be able to have that little bit of inflammation and still function okay. But when it starts to build up to be too much, which is what happened to me, you get chronic illness. So with me, it manifested as autoimmune disease, rheumatoid arthritis. It could be something different for other people. Of course, would be something different for other people. So there you go. So let's get back to your blueprint. So how do you know that your blueprint is off? Well, any of those signs of inflammation or chronic illness. So we want to get things working well again. So how do we do that? I'm going to break it down into 3 areas. Kind of very simplistic, but thinking about body, mind, and spirit. And in functional medicine, we look at all of these because we are not just a physical body. We have more to us than that. Our emotions affect our physical body, our spirit and our thoughts. All these things affect our physical body. So let's look at this blueprint. My number 1 overriding instruction is basically experiment and pay attention. Pay attention. And don't just think, yeah, I'll remember that. Keep a record. Keep a record of these things. So let's look at the body first. What could you experiment with? You could experiment with drinking more water. Maybe you could experiment with different foods. Maybe try eating just real food for a week or so and see how you feel. Maybe you might want to cut out some of the more known to be inflammatory foods like gluten and dairy and sugar. Maybe try cutting those out, or alcohol or something like that. Just experiment and just see it as a fun experiment. You're learning something about yourself and how your body reacts. You could experiment with different lifestyle changes in sleep. What would happen if you went to bed an hour earlier every night? What would happen if you went for a walk every day? Or if you decided you were going to do some stretching 2 or 3 times a week? What if you decided you were going to do some stress reduction kind of practice? What if you decided that you might not spend time with people that you know create stress in your life and spend more time with the people that don't create stress in your life? So just experiment with these things. With my clients, I use a tool that I adapted from one I got from my functional medicine training. I call it my food, mood, poop, and pain journal. All these things are related, right? Our mood is affected by our food. Our poop is affected by our food. Our pain levels or signs of inflammation can be affected by our food and our sleep. that's in there as well. Stressors, stress reduction practices, all of these things. So I incorporate all of it. So why not keep a little journal that you might use just for your health and see, how do you respond? Does your cramping go away, for example, if you stop eating gluten? Maybe. Do you have more energy if you drink more water? I'm running the Happy Gut program right now, and someone said that just that simple changes like drinking more water gave her more energy and she slept better. What about if you did a mindfulness practice? A very simple one that I share a lot is just mindful eating. Mindful eating. So if you want to get my free guide to mindful eating, it's janehoganhealth.com/ oh my goodness, slash while eating, all one word. Can't believe I almost forgot that. janehoganhealth.com/ while eating. So it's about mindful eating. What if you just did that? How would that affect you? So try these different things. Okay, next thing. So that's the body part. The mind part. I guess that was a little bit of a mind thing as well. Notice your thoughts. Notice, what are you thinking about all the time? And so let's go back to that eating one. What are you thinking about when you're eating? Are you watching the news? Are you thinking about bills you got to pay? Are you thinking about an argument you have with someone? Are you thinking about your food? Are you appreciating the beauty of the food that you're eating and everything that went into getting that food on your table? Those simple changes like that can drastically change how your body digests food. It can make a big difference. And what thoughts are running through your head all day long? Notice your thoughts. Are you thinking kind thoughts towards yourself? Are you running like critical thoughts to yourself? Are you judging people? I know I was like that. I was constantly judging people all the time. Well, I was judging myself too. And they go hand in hand. And when oh, hi, Cindy, starting to eat a pomegranate a day. Interesting. I'd love to hear what you find from that. Yeah, so what are you thinking about all the time? Are you in the present moment, or are you ruminating over past things? Are you worried about the future? There's really none of that is helping you in this moment. But just notice it first. Notice, are you doing this? What percentage of the time are you doing it? And see if you can bring yourself back to the present moment where there's no worries, or even just positive thoughts. Maybe you might try using some affirmations, especially if you run over thoughts in your head that some of it comes from subconscious programming, and you might need to reprogram them. And affirmations is one way you can, because it's kind of replacing the repetitive thoughts with new repetitive thoughts, which then become habits. So some affirmations, give that a try. Now let's go to the spirit side of things. So what about your spirit, your soul? I think of the spirit as it expresses through us in our feelings. Okay. Notice your feelings. So feelings are actually vibrations in your body, and our cells do respond to the vibrations in our body through our feelings. So what are you feeling? See if you notice what you're thinking about, because our thoughts create our feelings, and our feelings can create our thoughts too. So notice if you are having these kinds of thoughts, what are you feeling? Where are you feeling it in your body? So when you have a pleasant thought, you're thinking about a happy memory, what kind of feeling is it giving you? Is it happy, peaceful, loving? What is it? And where do you feel it in your body? And what about when you're feeling stressful thoughts? So when you're feeling stressed, where do you feel that in your body? I know I feel it like low down in my belly, and I tend to clench up a little bit, and I have to consciously take a breath and relax. So yeah, give that a try. Maybe you might want to try breathing into it. If you notice you're feeling stressful, just take a deep breath and breathe into it. There are numerous studies showing the relationship between our thoughts and our feelings and stress, and how we feel it in our body. And that deep breathing can really release some of those negative feelings. So give that a try. That's another thing I teach is heart-focused breathing. So in fact, why don't we just do one right now? So I got a few people watching, so I invite you now to close your eyes. So yeah, just put your hands in your lap and your feet on the floor, wherever you are. Maybe you're lying down, and just really gently close your eyes. And while you've got your eyes closed, I invite you to start noticing your breath. Just start noticing your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Just notice the breath, and maybe you can even feel it moving through your nostrils, moving in and moving out. And now I'd like you to think about this breath and think about it moving into your heart. So imagine that you're moving that breath as you breathe in. It's coming in and it's swirling around your heart, filling up that heart space, and then just letting it go. Breathing in again, swirling around that beautiful heart space of yours, and letting it go. And now I'd like you to think about, as you continue breathing into your heart, just think about now a time in the past, a time or a person or a place or thing that gives you a really good feeling. So I'll just give you a couple of seconds now to think about that. That person or place or thing, moment in time. And think about the feeling that it gives you. Feel that feeling. Feel that feeling. And now add some detail to really get that memory strong. So perhaps you might remember what you see. Maybe you're hearing something or feeling something. Smelling or tasting. Just get that memory nice and vivid in your mind now. And now I'd like you to switch from, instead of thinking about that memory, see if you can just focus on feeling that memory and feeling it in your heart. So what is that feeling in your heart? Breathe into it. Breathe it into your heart. And maybe you can even feel that heart, that beautiful heart of yours swelling with that memory. Feel it swell up. A beautiful memory that makes you feel so good. That emotion, whatever it is you're feeling, perhaps it's love or gratitude or excitement or joy or peacefulness, or maybe some other emotion. Every time you breathe into your heart, you're making it get bigger and bigger. And now, just as we have a couple more breaths here, hang on to that feeling. And then gently bring your awareness back into your hands and your feet. in the chair you're sitting on, and just gently open your eyes. So there you go. I bet you're feeling good right now, right? And all we did was change our thoughts and changed our breathing, and we changed where we're putting our attention. And with that, you created a really positive feeling in your heart, which then creates heart-brain coherence. It brings your heart and brain into coherence, brings your brain into coherence, which brings your autonomic nervous system into that nice parasympathetic mode. That's your blueprint that you should be running from. When you are running in the parasympathetic mode, it's like going back to that building. It's like, okay, all the systems are working well. The AC system is working well. The heating system's working well. All the cleaning and all those systems, the electrical, mechanical, the water, all those systems are working well, and it's operating well. And that's where we want to be. And that happens when we're in that parasympathetic state. So that's another thing you can do in terms of getting those emotions into a place that are going to serve you, your thoughts and emotions. So actually, if you want to download an audio for that heart-focused breathing, I've got a 3-minute heart-focused breathing, and you can download it at janehoganhealth.com/heart. Actually, I'm going to copy that, and I'm going to put it in the comments. There we go. There we go. There. So you can download it there if you want to. And if you can do that a few times a day, and after a while, you'll know how to do it, and you'll be able to do it anytime. And you don't even have to have your eyes closed. It's helpful in the beginning, but you don't have to. You could be standing in the line at the supermarket and just go, okay, I'm going to take some time now for heart-focused breathing. You can have your eyes open. You could do it while you're stopped at a light. So you really can do this anytime, anywhere, and it will help you get that blueprint online. Okay? So to summarize the 3 things I talked about for the body, do some experiments on what you're feeding your body. Okay? So the food, your sleep, your movement, stress, your relationships. Think about those things. Keep a record, keep a journal of how you are making these changes and how your body is responding. And hydration. Then I talked about the mind, noticing your thoughts. Notice if you're being judgmental of yourself or other people. Notice if you're thinking about the past or thinking about the future. See if you can bring your thoughts to the present moment, and see if you can create more positive thoughts. You may need to try some affirmations. And if you want some of those, I got some of those as well. And let's see. The other thing I talked about was your spirit, your feelings. Notice what your feelings are. And again, it's really tied to your thoughts. Notice what your feelings are. You can generate positive feelings and teach your body to move into those positive feelings. Notice if you've got negative feelings, where they are, and switch to positive feelings. And that's how you figure out the blueprint that's right for you. Everybody's different. You know your body better than anyone else. And just see if you can commit to making a little bit of progress every day. You don't have to do big sweeping changes. Just a little bit of progress every day. Progress, not perfection. Perfection is a lie. We don't want to aim for perfection. We can never get there. Just aim for progress and keep moving the needle in the right direction. And I hope you feel better. All right. Thank you very much for joining in. And Myrna, I see you said you were on the elliptical at the gym. So you can download that, the heart-focused breathing, and do that later on if you want. Okay, lovely people. I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for tuning in to Wellness by Design. And I'll see you again next week. Next week, I'm interviewing Ben Azadi. He is very well known in the keto world. He's got a YouTube channel, and all his business is called Keto Camp. So I really love his message about eating real food and practicing this thousands of years old practice of fasting and how it helps our body. Okay, I shall see you again next week. Talk to you later. Bye.